So, see how it ties
there's
in?
some unexplained things.
There is.
And no one knows if stuff like this is real or not real. Plenty of people encountering it, and maybe.
This story actually gets worse because in December, on December 15th, 1967, this is the last time anyone there saw this creature, the Silver Bridge collapsed, and it killed 46 people. But many of the people that died were relatives or friends of the people seeing the Mothman. Mm-hmm. That's creepy. In the movie, they don't portray a lot of the true story, which they probably should have, because the true story is sort of more interesting.
You all know what I do for a living. I'll catch this Mothman for you. It ain't gonna be easy. He's a bad character, big enough to swallow a city and all of its men whole. Oh. You're gonna ante up? You're gonna kill this creature? You've been welfare all summer.
He's sitting there and he's... Okay, can I describe what Mothman looks like? He's huge. He's like, anywhere from 7 feet to, I think it's like 10 feet. And he sort of looks like a bat, sort of looks like a moth, red eyes. It just depends on who you talk to. And
Batman with an attitude.
Yeah, on a bad day.
Bad day.
With a cold.
I'm Batman.
I'm Mothman. So... I don't, but I couldn't believe this. So this town that this happened in, Point Pleasant, they hold an annual Mothman festival. Isn't that ridiculous? It's a 3-week-long festival in September, and they have this 12-foot metallic statue and a Mothman museum. It's like, who wants to look at that? Remember all these people dying and this thing swooping down and terrorizing
Well, it's probably
people?
a small town. They got to make money somehow. So, I mean... sometimes you just embrace this stuff because it's like...
Yeah, well, they also embraced a Mothman pancake eating contest.
I'm all about that part.
Really?
Yeah.
This is why people don't take the supernatural
you have your
seriously.
Pancakes in the shape of a moth. What's wrong with that? You know, right?
Oh my gosh, that's ridiculous. I don't know. So, another one I wanted to talk about, which is sort of I don't know, I find it more interesting, is the black-eyed children. Now, people say it's an urban legend, but... people that are experiencing this are saying it is not an urban legend. This is really going on. Sounds very supernatural.
This is more modern. This is modern stuff here.
Yeah,
This is more like not an urban legend, but more of an active thing that we're hearing about here and there.
Well, it only started in like 1988, I think it was, and even like Christian spiritual people that are into this are doing stuff on this because they're tying it into the Bible and demonic and stuff. And some of their theories I really don't buy. They're believing it's hybrids and the Nephilium and stuff, which I'm not going to get into that.
We're not going to get into all that.
But I don't buy that because, and the main reason I don't buy it is because we have seen demonically possessed people. And the first thing characteristic is those eyes.
Oh, man.
They lose the whites of their eyes.
Yeah, it is freaky.
So...
I remember that. First time I'd seen that, it's not something you miss or overlook. It goes right through you.
Yeah. And you feel it. You feel evil. That's why, like, people always ask me, hey, did you see this scary movie? Or, do you do this? And I say no, and they're surprised because we talk about the paranormal so much. But the reason we don't do that is because we've experienced so much real evil. And until you truly 100% experience a demon, you don't want to go to scary movies and do that because you don't even want to, we deal with it because we have to.
It reminds us
of what that feels like.
And sometimes these Hollywood shows can hit things pretty close to the mark as far as appearances and different things, and it gets a little freaky. It's like, okay, that's getting too real.
In my book, I talk about when I first saw a demon and how I tried to describe it.
I had a 72 demon.
What? Is that a car?
Oh, yeah. That's what we're talking about.
No, we're not talking about cars.
Oh.
Oh, whatever. I didn't even know. I was guessing because you said 72.
My bad.
Gosh.
Sorry.
Anyways.
Oh, take a chill pill, dog. Take a chill pill, dog. Sorry.
Did you learn that in Chi-Town? So when...
Yo, man, you don't want to be coming up at Chi-Town's grill, man.
I don't. I love Chi-Town. Okay. Yeah. So the first time I saw a demon, and we talked about how it just stays with you. You don't forget it. And how I described it in my book was that if you've ever lost somebody that you love, I've lost my mom, and when I start to think about the day that I found out she died and how she looked when she was at the funeral,
right.
it pangs you, and that's how it feels when you remember what a demon's like times 10. Mm-hmm. So it's worse. and true evil. So that's why I don't dig demonic
I guess I'm a little
stuff.
luckier than you in that respect, is that you have sensitivity to things that I don't have. So I don't have to have some of the inner feelings you have when you can see something. It's like you see something or feel something that most cannot feel or see. You see it and feel it. I don't. But I can see it. And I've seen...
Yeah. It's not good. It's not pretty, folks. It's not pretty. So these black-eyed children...
Oh, it's pretty, all right. Pretty ugly. Get it?
Yeah,
Get
I
it?
get it.
Yeah.
I get it. Pretty ugly. So people started investigating these black-eyed children when these accounts started coming out. It's basically some bizarre-looking kids. Usually they come in twos, ages 6 to 16.
Who walks a pair and alone pairs and makes it.
I know that song,
Oh.
but I think it's like supposed to be a scary song.
No, I think it's a Slinky.
Oh, I was thinking the Worms thing, the Worms song. Oh yeah,
No,
the Slinky.
All right, just
I better
stay
go in.
focused. See what I mean, folks?
I'm even bringing fear to the Slinky now. I'm terrible.
See what I mean?
Yeah.
How you lose your focus so quick.
You're the one, like, all Dean Martin doing your...
Dean Martin?
The
Slinky,
fingertips.
Dean Martin did not write
No,
the Slinky song.
you were doing this, what do you call this, snapping. I gotta go on with this story because I'm gonna start laughing and this isn't even funny. Anyways, I'm gonna be screaming like the Banshee.
You want me to take over? You
No,
all right?
no, I'm okay. Okay, so these kids, they have pale white skin and very black eyes. They are known to come to your door. They try to get into your car, or they'll walk up to you. Like I said, some people think they're hybrids. Some say they're aliens. Some say they're demonic. No one really knows. But
I'm gonna shoot on the demonic side.
I would too.
Yeah. Especially when you describe these little beings of wonder.
I would love to hear someone's true account. You know, and it's not like
maybe
anybody.
TT.
It's not ET. ET was.
You said they were small.
Yeah, ET had like big blue or green eyes. She was cute.
Oh.
But it started going on in Texas and Oregon in 1988. People started encountering them, and they described them. Are you gonna let me?
What?
Yeah. See, this is why I get off subject.
I mean.
So the animals react crazy. Either they act violently, like they're ready to attack when someone's at the door, or they get scared.
Yeah.
And they crawl off into a corner or something. There's also they all describe an overwhelming fear and dread. Like they don't understand why, because
I think that's
some
something people don't understand when it comes to the demonic side of this whole thing, is there's a level of fear that comes without explanation. I mean, you can have a level of fear before you that hasn't done nothing to you, but the power of the evilness will just pierce you. You know, it's like, it's
a supernatural fear.
We've all had the heebie-jeebies, something freaky, and then magnify that a little bit without an explanation as to why you have it. And that's that presence of fear that comes around you.
Yeah.
And I've had that maybe once or twice in my life where I've encountered something that was like, whoa, what is this?
Pretty bad, huh?
This is not good. Whatever it is. And once again, without explanation, nothing did anything to me. It's just you feel it. It's like that fog, Fog it's there, but it's thick.
True.
It's heavy. Yeah.
Ooh.
It's about as serious as I'm going to get, folks.
They're also described as having like a zombie-like, where they're just like they answer you, but there's no emotionless.
Yeah.
And they're very insistent and pushy about getting to inside the house. Oh yeah, push it. I'm pushing it. Okay, Scott.
Oh, I do a lot of music, don't I?
You do. You should have been a rock star.
I should have been. Yeah, I really should have been.
Or a DJ.
DJ?
Because like you can't be a rock star and sing like all those songs.
Why couldn't I have been a rock star and played my own music?
You like rock music?
No, I'd have been a DJ playing just my music.
Oh, wow.
That way I could, right?
Two hats.
I could capitalize the whole thing. I no one would ever get to hear anybody else. It'd just be me
You could be a podcast rock star, okay? All right. So their hearts beat really fast and they go into like a panic. So
who does?
the people that see these black-eyed children.
Yeah.
So, it's very common. All the people, and you got to remember when these accounts started coming in, we didn't have the internet like we do now in the early 80s or 88 it was. So people all around the world, well, I shouldn't say all around the world, all around the States, were saying, I saw this, and they all started coming together.
The internet has kind of helped that along because now,
yeah,
people are seeing there is things are going on more than just in their hometown or their city or just with them because now they're like, whoa, the same thing happened to me, and this is clear across the country or halfway around the world. And on the
other side of the token, though, it sort of stinks because you're going to have people who are making stuff up, and I hate that. And you never know if they're telling the truth or not. You know, that's why you have to validate everything you hear, and it's hard to on the internet.
It's hard.
You can't take everything at face value anymore. So, but you know, I do believe that these things are here because before all the internet hype. You know, that's how it started. So, and it started in the 80s. It wasn't like this whole thing from, you know, the 1700s or something. So the black eyes are common in regular demonic people. And in September 2014 in Britain, the Daily Star ran a 3-front page story about allegedly sighting black-eyed children claiming a shock rise in sightings around the world. So even over there in Britain, they were seeing stuff and recognizing it. So, and it just talks, in that article, it talks about, you know, demons, which not too many people will tie that in unless you're into the paranormal. So when you got reporters tying it in, it's, you know,
a little something.
It's getting recognized. So speaking of demons, let's talk about the demon's best friend.
The Ouija board.
The Ouija board.
Ouija.
Now, Ouija board, when I say the boogeyman is supernatural, Ouija board isn't really...
Oh, it's boogie?
No, boogeyman.
I thought it was the booger man.
It was not the booger man. You didn't really think it was the booger man.
Oh, yeah.
No, ew. Yeah.
Ew.
Pick it and flick it. Gross. Ew. I hate it. Yuck. Anyways.
You pick your nose, and you can pick your friend, but you can't pick your friend's nose.
The Ouija board is a very common tool. We've talked about it, and we'll probably continue to talk about it because it's so well known.
Very well known.
So used.
It's just weird. I've even seen some of the commercials from way back in the 50s and the 60s on these things, and they show the whole family all happy. Of course, back then everybody's dressed proper, and the little girl's wearing her dress, and Dad's got his nice, you know,
suit.
You know, not suit, but you know, a regular nice dress shirt, and hair's all combed. Everybody's all laughing and having a good time. It's like, whoa, you just don't know. And the thing is whoever created this. And I know this goes way, way, way back because I know quite a few years ago we did a lecture on this, and we had I don't know how many slides, and we still have those of all the different Ouija boards and how far back it went. So this is a really, really old tradition.
Yep. And it's brought into technology because you can do the Ouija board on an internet site, on an app. It's just ridiculous.
Yeah, so you can get yourself demon possessed wherever you want, babes. You know what I'm saying?
And then you've got skeptical people that say, "Oh, the Ouija board isn't going to work on an app." Well, the thing is, you know what? No, it's not a board, and you're just using a little app on your phone, but demons know when you're calling them out or when you want them to come. Yeah. So they don't care what you're using. You could be using the booger from your nose to flick it. You can be using anything and they're going to come out.
You just said that on the air?
You can use anything. Yeah, anything. I'm telling you. That's it. Wow. I know.
What do you think Big Crawdaddy Mason's going to think about this?
You know what I'm thinking?
He's going to have a whole different perspective.
You don't think he was edgy? I wasn't trying to be edgy?
No.
A little too gross?
No, it's a little too much information there.
Oh, no class.
No, none.
Sorry.
Ill.
Classy. Ill.
Ill.
Ill. That gives the ill word. But what I'm saying is you can use anything.
You could take a piece of paper and draw a Ouija board and it would work just the same.
Yeah.
Not that we're telling you to do that, but what we are telling you is it's not the board.
Right.
It's the idea of you're calling something out. I mean, then do a lot of things.
It's an effective tool, and like I always tell people, a gun is an effective tool. You can go hunting with it. You can do target shooting. You can police use it to protect, but it has to be in the right hands. And I don't think a Ouija board's ever in anybody's right hands because if you were to take a gun and put it in the hands of a 3-year-old, that 3-year-old, it's extremely dangerous.
Right, and spiritually, that's where we're at.
Exactly.
We don't have a clue. Even us, as much research and stuff we do, we're not on the other side. We don't see exactly what's going on.
Yep.
Or all we know is the patterns. what has worked, what hasn't worked.
Yep.
You know, and so you have to. There's a lot of guesswork in it, and a lot of trial and error, and a lot of, you know.
Like when I was little, like
remember the first couple people we had in our group, and then they ended up being